Steve there.
Hey-o!
What up?
Let's get it started. I had kind of thought about it since Thursday a couple times. Like, oh yeah, we're doing the thing. I'm not going to say anything right away. And then I hadn't thought about it like in the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours probably. I thought about it once earlier today when I was working on the order. And then and then I just thought about it like right when I picked up my phone. I almost would have just answered it like a dumbass.
I thought for sure you were going to. I was like, and then it took me for a long time to find the record thing.
Well, and then the longer that went on in silence, I was like, does he remember or is he wondering what I'm doing? Oh, the fun we have.
Yes. How was your weekend?
Good weekend. Nothing real special. Just to jump right to the elephant in the room. I did not respond to your text because first off, I couldn't think of a way to respond without being brutally sarcastic because you texted me that at like 6 and the game was at 2, so I couldn't think of a way to not just be incredibly rude about how, and then I just ultimately decided you were disqualified from deserving a response. Mostly I just forgot, and then it got to a point where I was just like, I'll just talk about it on the call. So.
Well, I had forgotten about the game completely, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh my god, the game's on!" And like, I quick checked like Facebook or something, and I saw somebody posted the halftime score. So I was like, so then I texted you that, "Are you at the game?" And then like, I was like, "Wait a second, this game's at like 2. Like, this game's over."
Yeah, I decided not to go in part because I'm going up to Moorhead tomorrow, so I just decided to choose between one or the other. And honestly, like when I thought about it, I was just kind of like, I don't think I care enough to go to drive 4 hours round trip in an afternoon. So, And I guess ultimately, given how the game went, it wasn't terrible. Wasn't a terrible game to miss. It didn't look like.
Did you watch it all or anything?
I didn't. No. Once again, I completely forgot that is even an option.
Yeah. So I mowed lawn on yesterday, and then I listened to the last podcast. I hadn't listened to one of these podcasts before, and I realized how loud that tape gun is when I'm taping boxes up. Like,
yeah,
holy shit, I can barely hear anything taping. So
yeah.
They actually have this silent tape you can order, so I ordered some of that. So we'll see how that goes.
So outside of just like, I never even knew, did you find it like, I don't know, I can't think of a better word, but like inappropriately loud for like somebody to listen to? Is that part of it?
I feel like maybe I'm just more sensitive to it, but I felt like ooh, that's really loud. Like that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
A little, I don't know, but
It's
nobody's
interesting.
commented on it. So I mean, maybe it's not a big deal.
Right. It's an interesting exercise in perspective too, because like you just hear it there live and in person. I hear that constantly, so I'm probably less sensitive to it because I'm just, if and I did want that one, the first one re-recorded, I listened to the whole thing back, and it never even like occurred to me that was even a thing, because I just hear that all the time. So yeah, there's oftentimes that like you'll be messed around with like, packing paper or whatever you put into a thing to cushion and whatever, and yeah, and like you'll be on to the next thing when I'm reading you the numbers from the last thing, and it's super loud, but I am mindful that I don't have to yell because I'm speaking directly into your ears. So even though it's really loud for me, like I can barely hear myself speak when I'm saying like, and that's sold for blah 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 and blah blah blah, but I can barely hear myself because you're on to the next thing packing. Yeah.
So hopefully that tape will get shipped fairly quick, and I'll have it for probably not next time, but the time after, and we can.
That's really interesting. How do you do tape that like doesn't make that noise? That's
I don't know,
that's
but
kind
it
of
is.
fascinating.
I'm always because we have renters that live down here, so
Yeah.
I'll like close that other door because I know how loud it is. I'm like, just close it because I'm
Yeah.
packing up at 11, 12 at night, so it's
Yes. That for sure. I can see. Yeah. So, what did you have going on this weekend? Did you guys?
we did the trick or
Oh,
treating
you had
thing at
the. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
do for that, and like the whole time, Mila wanted to be a unicorn, and Nora wanted to be I'm going to say, a witch. And so when we're getting ready, just Mila had this fit. She didn't want to be the unicorn. She wanted to be a witch. Like, well, we're not going to
So
make.
is this like last minute? Are you saying?
Yeah. When we're getting ready for it, she refused.
Oh my goodness!
So
And that was her first indication that she didn't want to do her costume.
right, yeah. So
Oh boy!
so we just Nora went and Mila stayed home, and
Oh my goodness!
and so Nora went trick or treating, and Mila stayed with me. And I tried to talk her into it, like they're trick or treating. You sure you don't want to go? Like I don't know if she really understood, but she would not put on an outfit or costume. So like, all right, well. And then
Wow!
when they came back, then I think Mila saw that she had a bunch of candy and stuff, and
Yeah.
and Nora was nice and let her be the witch. So we went back, and then Nora put on a different costume and did the whole thing again. And
Oh damn!
so
Okay, I missed the part too where Nora was being a witch. I didn't catch
yeah,
that. So
yeah,
that's
she was the witch. Yeah,
okay. And that, of course, then Mila was like, "Oh, I want to be that as well." Yeah. Okay.
right.
Oh,
And
that's a pretty happy ending then.
yeah, and then Mila just kind of just being not her usual self. She's usually pretty cheery, but she was very.
Even as the witch, once she got to be the
No,
witch.
she was fine with that, but just like kind of all day and all night last night, and then
Oh,
today she was
interesting.
kind of bad. And it's like, what is your deal? Like I was just losing patience,
Yeah.
and then she's like sitting at the table, is like, my ear hurts. Like, wait, what? Like she's saying her ear hurts, and we have this like thing to look in ears, just checks
Sure.
if you have
Hmm.
ear infection. She had a bad ear infection.
Oh shit.
And she was sick the whole time, so he brought her to the doctor this afternoon and got her a prescription for the ear infection. And
Wow.
yeah, I felt a little bad about it, but
Well, what do you mean you felt bad about it? Like for not knowing?
well, that and it's like losing, like just getting super annoyed for how whiny she was.
Oh, well, sure.
Uh,
Yeah. You felt bad in hindsight. I mean, in the
right.
moment, you were, yeah, I get that. That's funny because I've always just everything I hear, it's like, oh, it's really easy to have kids. Like constantly, it's always just easy. So I don't know.
Yeah,
That's kind of surprising to me, that story.
nah.
I love that they switched costumes and went back. Genius.
So now if we actually go trick or treating tomorrow on Halloween, I don't know what's going to happen. Although she did put on her unicorn outfit today just to play, and she liked it, so I think maybe she'll be okay.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
Now, had we never even gotten the unicorn outfit on?
No, we didn't
Ever?
even. No, we
Okay.
kept it from because I like to wear costumes all the time. So if you figured if we got it out, she'd be wanting to play with it the whole time. So
Sure. Wow, fascinating. He was just like, I'm not going.
right, yeah.
Like right away before you explained it, because you explained it before I had to ask, but I was wondering, I was gonna ask, like, when you said like just Nora went, Mila didn't go, I was like, was that ultimately because like she was being a brat and you said okay, fine, or she continued
Right.
to just choose not to go? And Yeah, she chose to be stubborn that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will never forget, like 2015. I think maybe it was early 2016. I got out of nowhere double ear infection.
What?
Yeah.
As a grown adult, you don't hear that too often.
Well, I don't know if that's true or not, but I had it. That's all I know, and it sucked. It was real bad.
Yeah, and well, weird because Mila's never had an ear infection. Like, so it was just kind of odd that we didn't even think about it at the time. But yeah, it made sense once you. So
I mean, this is real fascinating to me because it's to, like, from my perspective, it's so parent thinking, because that's the second time you've mentioned like how you should have just magically known somehow that she had an ear infection and you felt bad. It's just like, how would you know? Like, there's no way.
yeah, but there is because your kid isn't acting normally. Like, so, like she was acting different the whole weekend, and it's just like I just didn't put it together. Like, why you?
Well, okay. I mean, sure.
There's
To
obviously
think
something
that, right, to think that, okay, something's up
right.
is fair, but even that, I mean, I don't know. Again, it's the mind of a parent versus the mind of a non-parent, because it's just like, yeah, I don't know, who cares? But you're just like, oh my god, my kid was in pain and I didn't know. It's like, oh Jesus Christ. The non-parent is like, oh my god, calm down. Good Lord.
Was I really acting that irrational? I'm sorry, I didn't.
I was doing an exact impression. Yes.
Yeah, I was really like, toughen up, Buttercup. You're fine.
Rub some dirt on it and get out there.
I assume I didn't watch the entirety of the game, but I assume the Packers ended up losing that game tonight.
The Packers did lose. They ended up keeping it. It wasn't like close at the end, but they ended up, like, they had the ball with 2 minutes to go and they were trying to score. They tried to kick a field goal so that they could try an onside kick, because they were still going to be down by 8, I think, 7 or 8. So like one, a touchdown and the extra 2 or 1 point. And so they missed the field goal with like around 2 minutes to go, or maybe it was even like down to 1 minute by that point. So yeah, they I say that because I was surprised they were able to hang in there like they did. I was really wanting to enjoy just, and again, I always say, it's fun. It's weird and fun that the Vikings are what 5-1 or 6-1 now. 5-1, 6-1, are they? Yeah.
Yeah, 6.
And the Packers are 3-5, and just to for the Packers to have a game after the Vikings won to go 6-1, for the Packers to have a game where you were pretty sure they were gonna lose, like, that doesn't happen too often,
right?
You always hope, and it's like, I'm sure they'll win. But yeah, with this one, it was like, no, they are probably going to lose this game. And they got down so quick early, and I was like, I hope they lose by 30. That would be fun. But it didn't quite go that way, but it was also never really close. So it was okay.
Yeah, I had Gabe Davis going on my fantasy, so I needed him to score a lot of points, which he did not. So
no, not really.
All right. Well, I have wasn't too many orders this weekend, right? It was 16.
I think we had one last one to make 17, but yeah, a lean weekend for sure.
Not sure what's up with that, but you start picking
up
order here.
Kind of strange, yeah. And we've been on a little run of pretty good, doing pretty well for the last few weeks. So
yeah, I'm sure it always bounces back. You always have bad week or whatever, and it'll come back.
Sure, it
Hopefully.
happens. A copper kettle, I believe, is what we start with.
Oh, what? Say what now?
Well, let me look here again. There's a lot of words in this description. Western cowboy boots, mid-calf, brown. Oh, are these boots? Oh, these are boots. Where do they get kettle from?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh. I swear I saw the word kettle, but now I'm past that page on Pirate Ship, and it's not worth going back. So boots.
The model is copper kettle. So yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, at least the word is there. I mean.
Well, these copper boots are an 18 by 15 by 5 and weigh 6 pounds. Jesus, that tape gun was loud.
Now it's all you hear. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've told you, I always enjoy all of the sounds that come from over there. Do you have the printer on plugged in?
Yes, I do.
So when we first did, when I brought the laptop there, and you got us back to printing.
Yeah.
There were 2 Zebra printer options. Is there only one now? Because I only see one.
Yep. Well, the one Zebra was I had to make it like a virtual printer on the old way of doing it, so that's why that's there. So I had to create a new virtual one through this connection. So that's why there'll be a different one. And I don't remember if I deleted the other one or not, but
okay.
The other one said Zebra on whatever the name of the laptop is, and this one I think just says Zebra, whatever Zebra.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm still working out this. See, it's interesting because and this happened last week too, but I noticed it this time because it's becoming a pattern now more than just once. The first time I went to print, and it's been making me change the printer and the paper size and everything. The first time I went to print, there was only one Zebra option. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll just print to that then. And then it says printing failed. And then I go back to the drop-down menu, and then there's the other Zebra option. So it's like I have to do a fail attempt just to have the option to get to the correct printer, which is interesting.
Well,
it doesn't, but at least I know it, and I can just do it now without being like, what the fuck? Did that print or?
Yep, I got it.
Okay, good. I just didn't hear it, so I was like, oh boy. That sold for $94.64. Profit $46.73. Listed. What happened?
I was going to look at that. You had the. Finish what you're saying. Go ahead. I'm just going to check something.
Listed May 10, 2021. That was the end of what I have. What were you talking about?
The location said Amazon, which would indicate that's the wrong one that you selected. But or it didn't change it. So I was just going to look that up quick. But
Okay.
yeah, so you got the wrong one. I don't know if I have those still at Amazon, so you might be okay.
Well, I mean, I can just put the right one in if you want.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Because then it'll. So if you copy it exactly the way it is in Pirate Ship, it should pop up. But it said there was one of those in stock.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, I remember doing this. Okay. So yeah, so there's when I put it into the order, it comes up with like 4 different options, but the 2 Oh, okay. These are 9.5s, correct?
Yes.
Okay, there is 2 9.5s. Yep, okay. So that makes sense.
But did that other one have stock? Did it show that it had stock?
Apparently, because I put it in there and it tells me if it doesn't. So it didn't tell me that. So I guess it didn't tell me that is what I can tell you about that.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
Okay, so I have that right in there now. And I can move on to sending the 27-piece plastic cookware set label. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. This package is going to Fort Worth, Texas. You will recall on our last call on Thursday night, my stint in Texas came up.
Yep.
And you asked me if I had ever looked them up, online, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no, I haven't. And it occurred to me then that since I have become aware of like how you can pretty much look anybody up and like find information and a phone number and whatnot, I just
on
had
the internet you're talking
on
about,
the
or
internet.
what?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Sorry, I should have been more clear. I'm not talking about going to the library and looking at their microfiche files. So anyway, yeah. So since, and I guess I've always kind of known, but it's really only been like recently that I've kind of actually like understood. Like, oh yeah, okay, you can pretty much do that with anybody. I hadn't really thought of, the Texas person.
Yeah.
And so then once that conversation happened with you, it was in my head. And so I did, and of course quickly found a phone number. And then I was like sitting here thinking, do I want to do this though? I mean, is this something that I like want to do? And I guess I decided, well, I think. And like, there's nothing really stopping me. Like, nothing would go wrong, really. So yeah, Friday morning, I texted Jen from Fort Worth, and we spent the entire day texting and catching up and talking,
Wow.
like, partly about what we're doing now and partly just about like reminding each other of shit that either one of us may have forgotten, and it was really fun.
Wow, that's interesting. I mean, good for you. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's and then like, so yeah, it was like literally all day, and it was really fun. And then yesterday there was like kind of a slow trickle of text, just kind of like, yeah, it was, a lot, like the momentum had slowed a lot. And then today there wasn't any, so I mean, which is fine. I mean, it's like, but yeah, it was just a really fun time, and just to kind of get, because I mean, we kept in touch a little bit when I came back up here, but like I've never had the opportunity to talk to her about anything about what happened down there, good and bad, So yeah, it was just really, really fun. And just completely out of nowhere. And really, like, I hadn't even thought of doing that until you were like, have you ever looked them up? And I was like, oh no. And then, yeah, like I said, that it was just in my head. I was like, oh, I guess I could. Oh yeah, because you can look anybody up. And then, yeah, Friday morning, I just, okay. So yeah. 27-piece plastic cookware set sold for $20.99. Profit $9.25. Listed December 16, 2021. Adidas hooded sweatshirt.
12 ounces. What did she say? Did you talk to her about daughter at all?
Let me give you the numbers here quick first. That hoodie sold for $22.75. Profit $12 flat. List date December 30, 2021. Yeah. So the kid is 26 now and has 2 kids.
Oh, shit.
So she is a grandmother. Jen is now. Jen also has 2 daughters, like post me, with the person she was with after me. So yeah, there's just, she was throwing all kinds of kids' names and stuff at me, and it was tough to try to remember who's who and everything. And she sent some pictures, and in one of them, I was like, oh, okay, that's your kid that I knew, and she was like, no, that's one of my kids after you. I was like, oh god damn it, so many kids. Panasonic charging base. Is this a phone
I think
thing?
so. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
a phone thing.
Another interesting thing was that she was telling me about just some of her stuff, and in the course of that, she mentioned that there was a period of time of about 7 years that she did not talk to her sister who lives there, and they were close and had a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't for a little while later that suddenly struck me, because it was just about 7 years that I didn't talk to my brother at that time either. So that was pretty random and weird. So I told her about that. I was like, that's really crazy that happened, because that exact same thing happened to me. Phone base sold for $14.84. Profit $7.04. No list date, because fuck you.
vile language that comes out of your mouth sometimes.
Well, I mean, it's not a podcast, so we don't have to do like adult content warning.
I guess.
It's YouTube. It's the Wild West.
Problem is my grandma listens to this, and this.
Rick's grandma, a special fuck you from me to you, baby. Thanks for listening. Wait, you don't have a grandma. There's no way you have any grandparents still living.
If she was alive and listening, I know what she would say. She'd be like,
Sure, yeah, definitely.
But my mom would say the same thing too. She's like, "Oof, the language on that."
The felt patch.
2 ounces.
This is German. Is this a military thing or is this just German?
It was like I don't know, about this lot or this collection of patches at a garage sale this summer, and I think I paid like $5 for all of them. I don't know. They're just like travel patches, whatever.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Oh boy.
Confused here. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
You okay?
Well, there's 2 patches that have sold today. And
were there? I didn't even remember that.
And there was this the next item, which is this little booklet thing that sold. I thought was a patch, but now I gotta make sure that I got the right one here.
Oh yeah, that I didn't even realize that other thing was a patch when I put it in the order. This patch sold for $17.89 and made you $11.35.
Double my money.
Yeah, right. Listed July 14, 2022. Oh yeah, I remember this next one because I remember thinking that "Be Decorating Wise" was an interesting title for a book.
Yeah.
Like it kind of sounds like Ricky speak.
Yeah. I was giggling when I sent you that text about you writing the content of it because I was like, I had to look up a Rickyism about using words.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it was very nice. I initially, I don't think I ultimately went with it, but I initially tried to respond with some Ricky shit, but I was just like, it's basically just the same shit that you did, so I decided against it.
That thing is 2 ounces, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ricky is very confused about how brains work and how thoughts happen. All right. Be Decorating Wise sold for $25.89. Profit $16.90. List date April 2nd, 2019.
Not all of them.
Well, Jackson Brown CD.
Yep, CD, £1.
Jackson Brown for every man. You a Jackson Brown guy at all?
Yeah, I like some Jackson Brown. I've listened to a couple of albums back at some point in time. Can't tell you which ones I've listened to. But...
Can you tell me some Jackson Brown songs that I may know? Because I mean, I'm sure I do. I just don't really know Jackson Brown songs.
Geez.
That's kind of how I feel. Like, I don't really know.
Running on. Is it the? Yeah, Running on Empty.
Okay, sure.
And then there's Stay.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any other ones. I feel like they have a really big one that I'm not thinking of. Look it up.
Yeah, was that like, first of all, is Jackson Brown just the guy, or is that like the name of the group? You know,
No,
like
the guy's name, yeah.
Oh, okay. And was that a 70s thing?
Yeah, 80s.
Okay.
70s, 80s? Yeah, I think 70s and 80s.
70s and 80s, okay. Jackson Brown for Every Man CD sold for $18.73, profit $10.45. Listed October 2nd, 2022.
I should listen, like when one of these sells, I should listen to the album and then give it. Then I could have a little information at least.
Sure.
To contribute to this conversation, but I really wasn't ready for it. Yes.
Donkey Kong Country returns for Nintendo Wii.
8 ounces.
Donkey Kong Country sold for $10. Profit $3.68. Listed October 18, 2022. The Punch Clock.
15, 13, 10. 16 pounds.
Once again, this is completely ripping off the Power Trip, but once again, I thought if we had the production, and had somebody that could do a button bar and put drops in, 16 pounds, that's a huge bitch.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what this is?
The Punch Clock?
Yeah.
Outside of it being a punch clock?
Right.
No.
I mean, you know what a punch clock is?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know. It's kind of like you didn't say
Well, it's
anything.
like a vintage. It's like an old school one, right?
Yeah, like where you clock in and clock out with the old cards.
The card, yeah. Yeah. All right. Punch clock sold for $93.64. Profit $49.99. The state 10/28/2022. That was Friday.
Oh yeah. Know where that was going to?
I didn't see. No.
Kirby, Oregon.
Classic.
I don't know what the old puck pack's up to these days. I've seen it for a while.
I sure could go for a puck pack right now.
Oh.
Do you remember the commercial?
Sure could go for a puck pack right now.
Yeah. It was Kirby, right?
Yeah, for sure. I used to get that at McDonald's every time because it was the best meal. It was what I wanted every time was the number 2 with the 2 cheeseburgers and fries. But then it came with a hot fudge sundae, which is what I would. Yeah, it was great.
Yep. Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
It's crazy that we remember that. I mean, that was like 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
The puck pack.
I mean, really, Kirby was absolutely the icon, the sports icon of our generation in this state, easily. And I think the whole Kirby, I think that was part of it. Like, it was, because I mean, that's, not everybody, hardly anybody gets that kind of treatment, And so yeah, it was a phenomenon. Speaking of phenomenons, that's a terrible segue because it's just Wrangler jeans. So, yeah, jeans.
Flat rate envelope.
Oh, that's a phenomenon. I saw a MASH over the weekend where they all had to sleep in Colonel Potter's tent.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought of you because we recently talked. Well, didn't we recently talk about how we like it when they have to do that? I'm trying to think of what the reason was. It wasn't cold. I think it was like a quarantine. Like there was something going around that they were trying to.
I do feel like I remember that one. Did you ever
Winchester one?
Yeah. Did you ever go back and watch any more of the Aftermath or that other spin-off shows?
I haven't been back to Aftermath. I haven't looked at Walter yet. I definitely I probably only think about it on these calls.
Yeah.
And then so it's not like I'm opposed to it. It's just that I really haven't thought of it, which, isn't a great, it doesn't bode well for the show that I just don't think of it. But it's still a possibility. I definitely have to check out at least the pilot of Walter because that's an absolute must. But nope, I haven't yet. Wrangler jeans sold for $33.75. Profit $18.33. Listed October 26, 2022. Exhaust filters.
10, 8, 2 pounds.
Is this a car thing, these things?
No, I think it's a vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
I believe I remember that right. It's going overseas, going to, where's it going?
Luxembourg.
Ooh. Is that your guess or are you telling me?
Oh, that's my guess.
Oh.
Exhaust filters sold for $29.75. Profit $14.48. No list date because I don't know why. Just cause. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Sensitive to the language.
I will tell you that this was shipping to Australia again.
Ah, Australia. Yeah.
We gotta have a big following in Australia. I feel like that's where all of our international shipments go to.
And that's how that works, right?
Yeah.
People that buy stuff on your eBay. Yeah. What was the thing last time that went to Australia? Do you remember?
No idea. Oh, it was
something.
That Wiggins jersey T-shirt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was something that we were interested in, but I couldn't remember. Yep.
I have a time for a little mass trivia.
Hey-o!
Where is Zale's hometown?
I'll say Brooklyn. Final answer.
Answer is Brooklyn, New York.
Hey, right away I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Was it Rizzo or Zale? I can't remember which one you said. Rizzo, yeah.
It was
But then,
Zale.
yeah, it came to me after I initially thought I didn't know. I was like, hold up, that's New York, first of all, and then it was just a matter of guessing which borough. Yeah, cool story.
Very.
Arctic cat jacket.
10, 8, 6, 3 pounds.
What can you say about Arctic cat jackets for our non-Midwest listeners? What would you say about Arctic cat jackets? They're pretty common, would you say? If you go to a small town bar during the winter,
Sure, yeah. Everybody
you're gonna
does.
see nothing but Arctic cat jackets.
I have thought about that. Like, I should look to where more of these are shipping. Like, where's this one going to?
This one is going to Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we sent too many to Florida or anything like that. That's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, they're hard to pick up because people that sell my garage sales always charge like 20, 30, 40 bucks for them. So I usually don't buy them unless I get them super cheap.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about the Arctic cat jacket itself, because
Hey,
people give all of their shit away for virtually nothing at a garage
yeah.
sale. But the Arctic cat jacket, no, I'm gonna need 50 for that if you're gonna buy that.
Well, because the thing is, these guys pay $200 for these jackets, and they know that. I don't know why they think that those hold their value, and maybe they do hold their value. Like a North Face jacket or something like that. I don't know.
Sure. I guess I didn't know that they were $200 either.
Yeah, they're pretty spendy if you buy them new.
Yeah. This one was bought used for $58.19. You made $23.35. Listed July 8, 2020. Just smack dab in the middle of COVID, right? July 2020, just thick in it.
So it's a good time to go snowmobiling, I guess.
In July.
July
for our Alaska listeners. Laser level.
What kind of pill did Hawkeye give Klinger to keep him from sweating in the heat?
Well, I mean, it was a placebo. I'm gonna say that they called it a sugar pill. Final.
My answer was sugar pill. The correct answer is placebo.
Oh, interesting. Well, we're both right.
Right. 9-7. See, I got rid of the 957, so I can't even use that joke anymore. So it's just
you got rid of Mrs. Herdecure?
Yeah, I don't use this box. Okay, the hat box, I changed it to a 9x7x4. So that's what this is. 3 pounds. Oh, we just shipped one of these, so it probably remembers. Maybe.
Yeah, well, it has 864, 2 pounds.
No shit.
All the shit. 8642, yeah. Mm-hmm. And now, because of all this talking about it, I've forgotten what is it?
It's a laser level for.
Oh no, sorry. Like, what are the dimensions and weight? I forget. 9743. You said 975, and I said Mrs. Herdecure. That's not correct.
957, right?
Yep, that was a mistake on my part. I am now realizing and
anyway.
owning.
I should have set you up a little better for that, I guess.
All right, laser level sold for 107.24. Profit 75.68.
Who said this to whom? Quote, "You are actually thin for a person who weighs as much as you do." Unquote.
Oh, we've had this one, right? Does this seem familiar to you?
No.
Because I feel like last time I was unsure. There was a lot of possibilities, but this time I know it was Frank said that to Margaret.
Yeah, you're right. We did have that one. Come on.
Yeah.
Smash.
The other patch, as you noted earlier, 2 pounds.
2 ounces. 2 ounces.
2 ounces, right? A 2 pound, a 2 pound patch. What did you dress up as for Halloween this weekend?
I didn't, but the kid's grandpa gave me a Prince Charming outfit. So I'm dressed like that tonight.
Right now?
No, not tonight. Tomorrow. No, tomorrow.
I was gonna say
it's almost.
That would be amazing. Because it would be one thing if we were still trying to do a video on this, because I would be like, yeah, it's our Halloween episode. But since we're not, that would be even more amazing if you were dressed up right now doing this. So what does this consist of, this costume?
I don't know. It's just like a suit coat and pants. That's kind of like a bluish, and then it's got the shoulder pad, like tinsel or whatever that.
If I, which I completely forgot about, but if I get around to starting a Mail Call Again Instagram page, will you send me a picture of you in the costume to put on there?
Sure. We'll see. We might not go trick or treating if Mila's not feeling good, so it might just be cargoes. I don't know.
You're immediately backtracking.
Yes.
If we say you have the option of not including your face, like that other thing we were talking about that one time, with Baker.
That one bothered me at all.
Okay. This patch which was not £2, sold for $14.74. Profit $6.80. Listed July 14, 2022.
I also think you should put a profile picture on your Skype account.
Because?
Well, because when it shows on YouTube, then it shows a picture of me, but then you, it just says S or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. This is a problem for you? You think this is a negative?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think it's fun to just, like, I should just be the mysterious one, you know?
Okay. I want to make a character and put it on there for you.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I wouldn't care about putting my own picture on there because obviously I could just choose a picture that is not awful. But I would also prefer to just put a random picture on there.
Right, that's right.
So I can do that. I can do that. Sure. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games game.
5 ounces.
This is a Wii game. Did you ever have a Wii, Rick?
Yeah. I don't know if I actually personally had one at the time, but somebody in the house had one. I think Olaf had one.
Oh, I didn't remember, or Der Berber. I didn't remember that the Wii was that old.
Oh yeah, it's been around a long time.
Okay. Like, when would you guess the Wii debuted?
Oh no, we did have one. Oh, I don't know, 2005.
Okay.
What's your guess?
I really have no idea. I remember Joanna had a Wii in like 2012, maybe. So if I had to guess before you said anything, I probably would have said, I don't know, 2010-ish, maybe.
Correct answer is 2006.
Oh, what did you say?
5.
5. Yeah, nice job.
Yeah, close. Actually, I think
You
we
even
did have one because we ended up giving it to her brother at some point in time when we didn't use it anymore. But
oh, okay. There was like a sports game with like multiple sports games on it or whatever. And there was a baseball game where there was a home run derby.
Mm-hmm.
And back around like 2000, that same time, like 2013, 14, I would just like, after, if like Joanna and I would be like hanging out, watching movies, having a few drinks and whatnot. And then like she would go to bed and I would stay up drinking whiskey and just trying to go, was it 10 for 10 or 20 for, I think it was 10 out of 10 in the home run derby. They would give you 10 outs. And I would stay up so long, just getting fucked up, just trying to get 10 out of 10 because it was that important.
Was it hard to do?
Well, I'm not sure how hard it would be in general. For me personally, it didn't happen super often because I don't know, it was just all timing, and every once in a while you would just, miss one. It was so frustrating.
Drinking whiskey.
Right. And that wasn't the only thing I was doing too. So I mean, there was just all kinds of shit, all kinds of reasons why I wouldn't my timing might be off. Mario and Sonic sold for $17.52. Profit $9.33. Listed October 18, 2022.
Okay, so I think we've really had this card before.
What was the first question?
Of what? Okay, well,
that you asked me tonight.
Okay, first one I asked you tonight was.
I see what you're saying. It doesn't matter what the first one was because you didn't mean one card. You meant series of.
Yeah. No, I'm saying this card that I have now, because this card is, what's the nickname of Margaret's father?
Oh, well, there you go.
That was one also with Frank Burns' nickname.
Oh, yeah.
Wife. So I feel like, yeah, we've had this card before, so I'm just going to skip that one. What was the name of Hawkeye's friend who wrote a book about the war.
You never hear the bullet.
Yeah, you're right. But they didn't him his name on there, so I guess it's.
I don't believe. Yeah, I don't believe so. Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, no, I don't know.
I feel like most master rubes would know that his name was Tommy Gillis.
That's yeah. I mean, and that's what I always say. Like, if I say that's a good trivia question, what I'm saying is, I bet a lot of master rubes know that. I just do not. Carhartt canvas Sherpa lined vest.
12, 10, 3, 2 pounds. There's this guy beat me up on this other Carhartt jacket I have listed for like 180 or something.
Mm.
And he sent me a message, hey, would you do 100? And I've had it for a while. So, you know what? And I knew the weekend was kind of shitty. So I was like, yeah, all right, I'll take 100. But I had already sent him an offer earlier, whatever. So I couldn't send him another one. So I was like, hey, I'm going to lower the price to 100 and then you can get up. So I lowered the price to 100. And then he like messaged me, oh, I didn't realize shipping was $15. Can you do 85? And I was like, well, I'm not going down anymore. If you don't want to pay shipping, like that's fine. It's fine if you don't want it. And then he came back, well, would you at least cover $10 of the shipping? And then I was like, fuck this guy. And then I jacked the price back up to 150 and didn't respond. It's like, come on, man.
I'm always, when I'm buying stuff on eBay, I'm always it's really interesting because when I send I'll send offers and shit, and it's nothing I've ever done before. I started doing it here, and so I'm always just like, shit, I don't know how low I should go. What I love is when you start to type in a number in the offer and it'll tell you. They'll probably respond if you make it at least this amount, right? It'll tell you that.
Like what percentage does it say? I never know that.
It doesn't say. It's just like, okay, so if an item is like $25, right? And shipping is whatever, but the cost is $25. So I will go in to make an offer and I will and then I will type in like a 2 and it'll say they will be more likely to agree or respond or whatever if you make your offer at least say $19.99. It'll tell you that. So I don't know where that comes from, if the lister puts that in or what the deal is there. But
I wonder if they track it by the individual seller or just like a blanket kind of.
Yeah, I wonder that too. I don't know. But when it doesn't do that, because that's such a good, I mean, then and if it tells me that, if the item is like $40 and for some reason it tells me they'll respond if you say at least like 18, I'm like, well, will they? That doesn't seem right. So, but usually I will just go with whatever, the lowest it says they will respond to. It's just like, shit, why not? If they want to counter offer, they can counter offer. So it's always really like the offer game on eBay is always fascinating to me. So your story there was pretty funny because I can easily see it going that way. Like, yeah, can you at least do this? It's just like, no. Well, how about at least doing this? Like, dude, enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of like selling stuff on Facebook, and like the biggest pet peeve is like you message a guy, he's like, okay, I say I have a list for 150. He's like, hey, would you take 100 for it? I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll take 100 for it. He's like, okay, I'm gonna come by tonight. So then he comes tonight, and then he shows up, and then he's like, would you do 80 for it? And he's like, no.
Oh, hell no.
At $100, and you've driven out here to pick this up. There's no way you're gonna walk away without not paying $100.
Right.
No, right. $100 is it.
Yeah.
That's never worked on me, and it's never like they've always taken it. Like they've never passed on it when I went and take their second offer.
Right.
So
Yeah, if you're doing that, if you're selling it something like that for any reason other, like if you really just don't care and all you want to do is get rid of that thing and you don't even
Right.
think about it, that's the only way anybody would
Right.
ever accept that. Because like you said, yeah, they're already there.
We-
Like they're not
yeah,
gonna leave
we've already
without the thing.
agreed upon a price, and now you're going to try to renegotiate
Yeah,
when you pick it up. Like, come on, man,
yeah, that's funny.
that's a
Oh,
great for that.
people.
Here's a question. Attempting once again to obtain a Section 8, Klinger appears as a king of the gypsies. What was his name?
Yeah, no, I got nothing on that.
Also, would give you wishes.
What does that, is that part of the question that you just forgot to read the first time, or are you just
Oh, he would like, for
right?
instance, if you wanted to be big, you,
so yeah, I mean, are you trying to say it's the same name as the thing in the movie Big?
yes.
Okay, well I don't know that either.
Oh, you don't know that
So
either? Jesus.
no, I mean, it's like I've known it, I've heard it, I've been aware of it. It's not in my brain. It's not in my thinking brain right now. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't know, Zandahar or something.
It starts with the Z. It's Zoltan.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Fucking Klinger. I never did give you the numbers for the Carhartt vest. It sold for $79.79 and profit $59.61. And then we have a refrigerant leak detector.
9, 7, 4, 4 pounds. Ooh, we did have another.
We had a new sale.
One of my favorites.
I was gonna say, if you haven't seen it, you're gonna be excited. Boy, this bottom line could really use that bump too.
I was thinking.
Do you think you've seen the movie Big in like the last 20 years?
Yes. I think I have.
I definitely have not. That was definitely like, I saw it as a kid, and I think that was it.
No,
Not that I didn't like it or anything. It just, I never saw it again.
yeah. That was like one of those where it'd be on TV and I'd just end up watching it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've seen it, a dozen times.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I mean, I feel like that name is pretty common, like pop culture knowledge, trivia, whatever. But I mean, all due respect, that's not always your wheelhouse. So I was impressed that you knew that so easily.
Now you probably look it up and I'm actually wrong on it, but
well, you were close enough as far as I could tell. This item, the refrigerant leak detector, sold for $51.17. Profit $32.56. Listed October 27, 2022. And I will add the new sale. See, this is a deader challenge right here because like we both like. Did you already go get the thing?
Oh yeah, it's already boxed up, ready to go.
Oh, you're already set to go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have to do this, so you talk for a while I do this. Go.
Okay. What are you doing tomorrow?
That's not really really what I had in mind, but unfortunately for our listeners who won't get to hear you continue to ad lib, I'm already done, so I'm ready for that Motorola radio shipping info.
644, 2 pounds.
There is a wrestling podcast that I've listened to for several years called We Watch Wrestling, and it's two guys. Used to be three, now it's two, and one of them somewhat regularly will like just go off like to the bathroom or run to the kitchen to get a cup of coffee or just something, go do something. And so I think it's like I don't know if it's like a improv word or whatever, but they use the word vamp. Have you ever heard that? Like if you're telling somebody to like, just talk because you need to fill time. That apparently vamp is the word for that. So the one guy will always, before he leaves, he'll be like, okay, I got to go do something, vamp. And so he'll leave. And the other guy, and these are both people who have been like stand-up comedians and are in the entertainment industry as well.
Yeah.
And the one guy just like he has nothing to say and is just terrible at it. And he's just like all he talks about while the other guy's gone is like how uncomfortable he is talking by himself and he hopes the other guy gets back soon. It's just like, dude, you've done stand-up comedy, like you should be able to do this. It always makes me laugh because it's just like he's got nothing and it's so funny.
Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna do that, like I would just have to have like something in mind. Like when you did that, I was just like, well,
yeah. Well, that's what reminded me of it. Yeah, and I mean,
at least he knows that that's going to happen at some point in time during the podcast, so he should at least have some material lined up, right?
Yeah,
especially a comedian.
Yeah, well, and I mean, it's a wrestling podcast, so just start talking about some wrestling you watch lately or whatever. I mean, there's if you're doing like a music podcast and you had to do that suddenly, you could be like, okay, music. What can I talk about in music? And sometimes you're going to be like, shit, I got nothing. Like I'm blanking here. But every once in a while, because it's not easy for anybody. But every once in a while, a lot of people are going to like, oh, okay, I'll do this. This guy, like, over the course of time has proven that he's just generally can't do it, and it just makes me laugh. Motorola radio sold for $105.54, profit $86.66, list date October 23rd, 2022.
Okay, so this time I did look before.
Oh, yes. Okay. So what was
500? It was like 490 something.
Okay.
All right, so I'm looking at my shipping here. We got 17, 18 items after the last one. So you add 75. That's 4. I'm going to say 368.
Okay, hold on. Let me get there. Where is it?
Should have been ready for that. I kind of was.
Yeah, no. Well, I was going to do something. I was going to do something else. I was actually about to text you something that I don't want to say on
the
recording. What was your guess?
368.
Final profit for this weekend, $494.19.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. It must have been more.
I mean,
you added that other one wasn't in there either. So that the refrigerant leak when I printed the order wasn't on there either. So I would add that.
Okay, sure.
So what was the total for what?
$494.19.
Too bad. $100 off the goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's your it's ultimately your deal. So if it's not too bad to you, then I guess it's not too bad.
At least we still got another hour yet, so we could get another sale.
Also true.
All right. So what you got the rest of the so you're going to Moorhead tomorrow?
Going to Moorhead tomorrow for some good old fashioned Halloween scary movie marathon ish fun. Yep. So yeah, I mean, that's what's happening. So you're going trick or treating tomorrow?
Yep. And
what time do you take kids that age out trick or treating?
5-ish, 5:30. I don't know. Mila's staying home from daycare tomorrow, so I'm going to be watching her tomorrow, and then yeah, do some trick or treating around here. We're going to go to some friends and trick or treat up in a different town, but since we're not really feeling good, we'll probably just hit the neighbors. They got enough candy; they don't need a shitload of candy, so hit a houses, and that's about it.
Yeah. That should be good.
Yeah. I don't watch any scary movies at all yet, but I probably won't. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not a huge scary movie guy, right?
I am. I like scary movies. However, Cara does. So I have to watch them by myself.
Okay.
So when I do, then I'll, like, if she's gone or something, then I always watch like a scary movie or a thriller or something, because that's the only time I get to watch them.
You absolutely cannot watch one if she's home. Is that what you're saying?
No, she doesn't want to watch it, so she doesn't forbid me from watching it, but
right, you choose not to.
Right.
What we want to indicate here is that you do have a choice, and you're not just like
right
living completely for someone else.
Check them. I wear the pants in relationships, so it's fine.
Clearly, we all know that. Like, that's what everybody in the friend group says always.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't say that too loud, but okay. Well,
yeah. See, again, if we were on video, we would have been able to see you immediately look around to make sure there was nobody in the vicinity. That was good.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll speak on Tuesday night then, right?
We'll do Tuesday, and we will recap all of our crazy Halloween fun on Tuesday night.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
All right. Talk to you then.
Bye.
Bye.